I have turned on my discussion tracker. So if anyone has a question or comment for our author, can you please type a C or a Q at this time, and we will take your questions in order. No, the lowercase worked fine. I have just two questions so far. If you could both type and speak them, that would be fantastic for the benefit of people who may or may not have voice on. So with the question box is still open. Um, I'm having an argument with my camera right now, but our first question or comment rather, no, she said Q. Our first comment is from Rainbowed It, and she asks, "Will we get to see the old hippie characters again?"
You will absolutely see the old hippie characters who are Noah and Name, the biblical Noah, where now he gave up the ark, and now they have an old Winnebago, and they run a petting zoo outside of Woodstock, upstate New York. So they will definitely make a visit back.
And we have a question from Mirabelle. And Mirabelle asks, "Are you pleased with how the books have turned out in your own opinion?"
Well, I'm pleased with how the books have turned out, but I don't think I'm very pleased how they turned out, and I never expected to get this far with them. Rainbow Dit was my writing mentor in Omega, in the writing group at Omega, and the fact that within a year I ended up publishing a book and half writing the next book, but again, it's finding the path for your book after we've published it has been my biggest challenge. So I will be more pleased when I can better find my readers, or better find my audience for the book, because it does seem to be like within genres, in that in those spaces within genres, as opposed to like a straight mystery or a straight adventure or a straight thriller.
Yes, I understand. Let's see. We have a question from Kiki.
Yes. Okay, let me type this. You've already touched on what a journey the marketing is. Could you tell us more about marketing and what you're doing to find those readers?
Yes, absolutely. I am not the greatest at social media. So, and a lot of people who have gone through the book marketing and been in publishing for years and years will often say, pick one avenue and focus on that avenue. So while I do want to improve my social media skills and market better through social media, and is often referred to as organic marketing, which I think loosely stands for anything you don't spend money on, but you do end up spending a lot of time on it. I've explored more of advertising, and while in self-publishing, they often say, especially if we're writing in a genre direction, that we're not going to make much money until our third book. And the popular process is to offer that first book for 99 cents or even offer it for free in the goal of gathering readership who, once they're hooked on your story, your writing, and your characters, are compelled then to buy the next few books that you write. So until we have 2 or 3 or more books, we don't really have the mechanics to make that happen. But even within that, I've been adjusting my cover. I've been adjusting my blurbs, my descriptions, to seek out, which description works better than another description, which blurb for the ads work better for another. And I am, within the next couple of days, going to renew my book cover. I'm refreshing my book cover and putting my main character on the cover itself in the scene with the diner, so that within a fantasy genre or even a magical realism genre, which it kind of fits in between, that seems to be the advice of several people. We're working highly within the industry, and my original book cover, as it turns out, seemed to have better fit something that was literary more than genre. And literary fiction is very hard to self-market, with advertising, and unless there is a big following or a big social media push. Does that answer the question? And I hope I didn't get lost in that. Kiki? Oh, okay.
She says, yes, I think it did.
Okay.
Thank you.
And it's an ongoing question. I'm constantly looking for new ways to fine tune finding our readership, and that's the biggest thing of what pathways you can take. What's the best direction to find your readers, because your readers are out there. And it's not about, we're not inventing readers, we're not having to convince or push someone to read our work. The people who love your work are out there. The job is, and it's quite a job, but it is a job to find those people who are dying to read your book.
Well, it has been absolutely wonderful, and we thank you so much, Timothy Peterson,
Oh,
on Second Life.
thank you.
He's Rennie Parrish. So
Thank you, Nicole.
thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Applause.